Okay. Welcome students. We are going to discuss today protein methylation. Protein methylation is a type of post-translational modification featuring the addition of methyl groups to proteins. It occurs on the nitrogen containing side chains of arginine and lysine, but also at the amino and carboxy terminal of number of different residues including glutamate, aspartate, histidine, asparagine, glutamine, and cysteine. In terms of biological functions, protein methylation has been shown to affect cellular pairs of proteins by modulating their stability, localization, and interaction with their binding partners. Uh, this post-translational modification causes minimal changes in the size and electrostatic status of the residue, but the essential roles it play in determining the fate of the target protein and to determine specific epigenetic phenomena are very crucial. Today we are going to discuss the lysine methylation. This is another histone modification. In fact, there are two types of methylation. One is the lysine methylation, another one is the arginine methylation. Uh, the name said that this is the addition of a methyl group on the lysine. Of course, this methyl group could also be attached to arginine as well. We are going to discuss arginine methylation later on. Currently, we are going to discuss the lysine methylation. Methylation is the addition of a methyl group on the lysine residue. It is needless to say that this methylation is not happening to the amine attached to alpha carbon, rather it is the methylation on the lysine side chain, or more precisely this is the methylation of amine group attached to epsilon carbon of lysine side chain. Again, so lysine methylation is the addition of a methyl group. So this is a lysine residue. If you could see my cursor down there, so this is the lysine residue, and by the help of some enzymes which are normally called histone lysine methyl transferases, the term lysine methyl transferases normally tells that these are the modifications, these are the enzymes which are specific for lysine only and not specific for arginine. So that means there are other enzymes which can specifically add methyl group to arginine. So the enzymes which are involved in lysine methylation, they are called lysine methyl transferases. So by the action of these lysine methyl transferases, a methyl group which is in fact a CH3 group could be added to this lysine, and now this lysine is called a monomethyl lysine. Previously it was unmethylated, now it is a monomethyl lysine. But if these enzymes are working uh, in abundance, they could go for further methylation of these similar lysine or other lysines, and that means a second methyl group can also be attached, and same is the case, and so on and so forth. The up to three methyl groups could be attached to lysine. In turn, you can say them the lysine with one methyl group, it is monomethyl lysine. With two methyl group, it is dimethyl lysine, and with three methyl groups, it is trimethyl lysine. So this is a kind of difference than acetylation. We have seen that only one acetyl group could be attached to the lysine, but here you could see that you could note that more than one methyl group simultaneously could be attached to a lysine residue, and that means it's more variability in terms of for example in their function and as well as in their structure. So if you think now, you can say that there are four different types of lysines. One is the unmethylated lysine, monomethyl lysine, dimethyl lysine, and trimethyl lysine. And if you still remember our previous discussion, that simply means uh, the structure of the presence of these different types of methylated lysines could have different impact on the cellular environment, on the biochemistry, and overall regulation of chromatin. We are going to see some of those effects in the coming slides. So uh, the roles of, I mean, one thing again, one more thing which I wanted to add it here. The addition of a methyl group do not change the charge on the lysine residue, unlike uh, the lysine, where the addition of acetyl group has a profound impact on the uh, charge on the lysine, and which is neutralized by addition of this acetyl group. The methyl group do not change the charge on the lysine residue. You could see it here. This lysine was positively charged before attaching the methyl group. It is
Sorry.
positively charged even after the lysine, and this remains the positively charged throughout this whole thing. You could see that, I mean, even after three methyl groups which are attached, this is positively charged.
सर
जी
आपने कहा कि इसमें चार्ज नहीं इफेक्ट होगा ना,
जी जी
तो
जी।
फिर इसमें कैसे वो आगे मिथाइलेशन में इफेक्ट
देखिए,
कैसे करेगी ये?
the one thing again, मैं आपको फिर बताता चलूँ, there is no change in charge by the addition of methyl group chain. So you see, you want to ask where come the difference then, कि कैसे कोई फर्क पड़ेगा अगर मिथाइल ग्रुप अटैच है और नहीं मिथाइल ग्रुप अटैच, तो सेल के लिए तो इससे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता ना. सो वन डिफरेंस जो कि आपको जरूर समझना चाहिए, वो हमने लास्ट लेक्चर में भी डिस्कस किया था. दिस वाज म्यूचुअल competitiveness, या क्या कहा था हमने, competitive inhibition. So if this lysine is required for acetylation as well, and this lysine, the same lysine is used for methylation, so this competitive inhibition has, this competitive modification has stopped acetylation to happen. So first effect which could be there, that the presence of methyl group, although has not changed the charge on the lysine side chain, it has stopped all those effects which were possible by the addition of acetyl group. So this is one thing, just say exchange. Secondly, charge is one aspect, one as physical aspect. Of course, there is other physical aspects like, for example, molecular weight. So addition of this methyl group will also change the molecular weight of this overall uh, side chain. So this could also have another impact when we say these nucleosomes or these chromatin this chromatin is somehow arranged in a compact environment. So by the addition of this methyl group, it could be even more compact because it is more now dense, more molecular weight, and this density could have some other impact. So we are not currently discussing those aspects कि कैसे वो effects produce होंगे. For the time being, it is more important for you people to remember that the addition of methyl group do not change the charge on the lysine side chain. ठीक है. So depending upon the residue number, methyl groups can be associated with active or transcription state. So it's not, you cannot say at this time point by the addition of methyl group this chromatin is transcriptionally repressed or transcriptionally active. We have assigned those roles when we were discussing acetylation, and we have said that the acetylation is somehow assigned, so acetylation is somehow in somehow is an indicative of a relaxed chromatin, so that means that transcription is going on there. But for methylation we cannot say it in black and white, so it changes from situation to situation, from various lysine to lysine. We are going to discuss that in coming slides. The roles, various roles which lysine methylation are performing in cell, these are, for example, the transcriptional elongation. We will talk about that transcriptional elongation. So there is one step which is transcription initiation. There is a second step which is transcriptional elongation. So if you think that, even if you say that methylation is not playing role in transcription activation, still you can say that methylation is involved in transcription elongation process. So you have, it is important for this transcription to continue throughout the length of the gene. Second, it is important that these lysine methylations are in balanced state, so that the heterochromatin formation, or more precisely the pericentric heterochromatin formation, is happening uh, at right time at right place. Similarly, there is a very important phenomena, X chromosome inactivation. I have given a full length video on X chromosome inactivation and cloning, and this X chromosome inactivation is impossible uh, to sustain, or impossible to happen if you remove the methylation from the cell. So because of methylation, this chromosome inactivation is making its presence in the cell. Okay, so now let's move on to the various type of enzymes which are involved in lysine methylation. The enzymes are specifically called lysine methyl transferases, as we have as we can see that lysine K stands for lysine, so this is KMTS, that
सर
means
जी
lysine methyl transferases. जी जी जी
सर
बताइए।
ये मिथाइलेशन कम जैसे कम कंपैक्टिंग का आपने कहा सर, ये मिथाइलेशन जितनी होगी फॉर एग्जांपल सिंगल या डाई ट्राई, तो उतना ही वो क्रोमोसोम या न्यूक्लियोसोम हमारे पास कंपैक्ट होंगे।
देखिए, वी आर नॉट, मैंने अभी आपको कहा, इट्स नॉट ब्लैक एंड व्हाइट फॉर मैथलेशन. It could be transcriptionally inactive, it could be transcriptionally active. So we cannot associate such direct phenomena to कि अगर एक मिथाइल ग्रुप लगा तो मोर कॉम्पैक्ट है, दो लगे तो इवन मोर कॉम्पैक्ट हो गया, तीन ग्रुप्स लगने से इवन मोर कॉम्पैक्ट हो गया. जैसा कि मैंने कहा, बाज औकात मिथाइलेशन से रिलैक्स भी हो रहा है ट्रांसक्रिप्शनली एक्टिवेशन या ट्रांसक्रिप्शनल एलोंगेशन हो रही है. सो यू डू नॉट फिक्स योर सेल्फ एट दिस पॉइंट कि हम, मैं इसका मतलब सिर्फ और सिर्फ ये है कि आपने अब कॉम्पैक्शन की बात कर रहे हैं. So there is a lysine methyl transferases, and we know them by their name. These are KMTs. These are lysine methyl transferases. These enzymes are, first thing, these enzymes are very specific. That means they are meant to methylate only lysine residues. So they will not be you cannot use them to methylate arginine or any other residue. So that is why they are very specific. Not only specific in terms of target lysine, but it is also specific sometime for the location of that lysine. So where this lysine resides, that is also important for these enzymes. So normally it is very rare that these enzymes are misinterpreting their target and methylating at some unrelated place. So that is why they are very specific. So they are targeting specific lysine residues present in specific histones. ठीक है, they are able to make mono di or trimethyl transferases. For example, you could see जो जैसे कि हमने previous slide के अंदर भी देखा, most of these lysine transferases contain a domain which is called a set domain, और इसको हम मिथाइल ट्रांसफेरेज डोमेन भी कह सकते हैं. इसीलिए हम अमूमन इन प्रोटीन को सेट कंटेनिंग डोमेन्स भी कहते हैं, सेट डोमेन कंटेनिंग प्रोटीन्स भी कहते हैं. ठीक है, सो दीज आर वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग जो कि है. And what gives you, I mean, it could be a question, what gives them that much specificity? For example, it could be possible that one enzyme, one lysine methyl transferase can make only monomethyl transferase, where monomethylation, whereas another enzyme could go for dimethylation, or there is another enzyme which could go for trimethylation. Different methyl transferases can be involved in producing various methylation readouts from mono to trimethylation. In this case, the H3K4 monomethylation can only be performed from set domain containing 7 or 9 protein, or set 7 or 9 protein, because the active pocket can accommodate only monomethylation. On the other hand, the set one domain containing protein can produce all the three readouts, as are shown here by these circles. So the number of circles in this picture are highlighting the level of methylation, mono, di, or tri, as shown here. And so that is why that seems that multiple proteins can produce multiple readouts of the from the same amino acid residue present in one single histone protein. As protein lysine methylation progresses for mono, di, and trimethylation, it produces readouts of different size of lysine side chain, that gradually increases without altering the overall positive charge on the epsilon amine at physiological pH as shown here in this picture. However, these methylation events can slightly alter the ability of the target lysine to engage in cation pi interaction or non-covalent interaction. The progressive lysine methylation also alters the ability to form hydrogen bonds as a donor and acceptor, as is also shown here. The collective difference between lysine the collective difference between unmethylated mono, di and trimethylated lysine, although is very subtle in size, but it can be distinguished by the proteins containing methyl lysine reader motifs. Their selective recognition of level of methylation at lysine residue is matched by the reader modules, and this is essential for downstream function of the protein uh, lysine methylation. We know there are multiple proteins that contain these specific reader modules. The examples are CHD proteins containing chromodomain, Tudor proteins containing Tudor proteins like WD40, uh, PhD finger domain containing protein, etc. These proteins have the various ability to identify mono, di, or trimethylation. In case of H3K4 monomethylation, the chromodomain containing protein CHD1 can recognize this monomethylation, and it plays a role in transcriptional activation, whereas the WD40 containing domain WDR5 in human MLL protein can recognize dimethylated lysine 4 of histone H3. Similarly, PhD finger domain containing protein BPTF can recognize K4 trimethylation. Since multiple proteins can read different methylation readouts, the consequently they have various function uh, in the downstream in the physiological environment of the cell. ठीक है okay जी uh, examples of KMTs, for example, uh, uh, in order to do lysine 4 methylation at histone H3, trithorax protein and set1 or KMT2 protein is required. So these are the enzymes which are doing methylation at this position. Similarly, for lysine 9 of histone H3 methylation, SUV3 to 9, which is also called KMT1, is required for lysine 27 on histone H3. Polycomb proteins are playing role, or you can name them KMT6. Similarly, H3K26, K36 methylation, set2 protein, H3K79 methylation, dot 1 and K, or you can say them KMT4 protein, and so on and so forth. So there are multiple different proteins which are involved. Multiple different proteins are required for multiple targets, multiple lysine residues, and most of these proteins contain the set domain जिसके हम ठीक है जी. So there are different roles which these methylations are performing in the cell. For example, these methylations are required to make cells transcriptionally inactive, जैसा कि आपको यहाँ पर नजर भी आ रहा है. So these states are transcriptionally inactive states, and these states are transcriptionally active chromatin states जिनका हम जिक्र कर रहे हैं. For example, pericentric heterochromatin formation, which is a transcriptionally inactive form. In this situation, different enzymes, for example H4K20 methylation is very important, and these enzymes which are called set8, SUV420H, and PHF8, these enzymes are important because they are involved in making this pericentric heterochromatin formation. Similarly, X inactivation, X chromosome inactivation, or RB mediated repression is also an example of transcriptionally inactive chromatin विच इज हैपनिंग एज ए रिजल्ट ऑफ मैसिव मेथाइलेशन, जैसे कि आपको यहाँ पर नजर भी आ रही होगी। एंड दीज एंजाइम्स जैसे, और इस केस में H3K9 ट्राई मेथाइलेशन इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। आपको यहाँ पर एक छोटी सी चीज जिसकी तरफ आप जरूर नोट कीजिए, देयर आर स्पेसिफिक टाइप ऑफ मेथाइलेशन पैटर्न which are somehow evidence of a certain type of physiological condition. For example, H4K20 methylation could be associated with inactive chromatin. Similarly, H3K9 methylation is important maybe for the X chromosome inactivation. We will discuss that जब हम X chromosome inactivation को देखेंगे. Similarly, H3K27 methylation is very important when you talk about uh, different types of gene repression models. For example, especially the Hox gene. Hox gene या हॉक्स जीन के ऊपर, इसको हम होम्योटिक जीन्स भी कहते हैं. Similarly, the transcriptionally active state could also be maintained by these methylation. For example, H3K4 is a mark of active histone active histone, and we normally think that lysine 4 methylation means an active histone, and the enzymes जो कि सारे process में involve हैं उनका जिक्र भी आपको यहाँ पर नजर आ रहा है. These are MLL1, set1A, set1B, set79, blah blah blah. ठीक है. Similarly, H3K36 is also a marker of active chromatin. H3K36 methylation is also a marker of active chromatin, and the enzyme जो कि इसमें involved है NSD1, set2 and वो सारे के सारे enzyme इसको inactive chromosome active chromatin की शक्ल में लेके आते हैं. ठीक है. On this active modification, active methylation is important for transcriptional initiation and elongation. Be careful with that. I mean, जैसा कि अभी हमने पिछले बात की कि ट्रांसक्रिप्शन इनिशिएशन एंड एलोंगेशन, these are two different things. हमने एसिटाइलेशन के लिए लिखा और एसिटाइलेशन के लिए डिस्कस किया कि एसिटाइलेशन की वजह से इनिशिएशन स्टार्ट होती है, बट इट कुड आल्सो बी पॉसिबल कि elongation, sometime methylation could also be playing role in initiation, but most of the time elongation के अंदर इसका बहुत important role है. Similarly, there is another histone modification which is called H3K79 methylation. Role is not yet that much clear, but most probably it has also role in an active transcription. So that is why it is called anti-silencing. इसकी तरफ अभी जिक्र लिखा गया है. Similarly, H3 and 4 के ऊपर arginine की methylation भी होती है. We are going to discuss arginine methylation in a separate section जिसकी तरफ हम बात कर रहे हैं. And this arginine methylation is not because of lysine methyl transferases, जैसा कि आपको इन तमाम केसेस में नजर आ रहा है. There are separate enzymes जिनको हम lysine arginine methyl transferases भी कह रहे हैं. PRMTs हम अभी आगे उनका जिक्र करेंगे. These modifications are playing very important role in nuclear receptor mediated activation class.